Hello, this is John Joe Regan for Fighters Only magazine, and right now I'm on the line with Siyar Bahadurzada from Holland, who made his UFC debut at the weekend with a stunning first round 42-second knockout of Paulo Thiago. Siyar, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, sure. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for joining us. How are you feeling?
I feel great, thank you.
You must be very, very happy with the win.
I am very happy. It was a perfect debut for me in the UFC and fighting a great fighter like Paulo Thiago and knocking him out in the first round in the first minute. And that was just a dream debut for me.
In your opinion, would it maybe have been better if you could, make the fight a little bit longer and showcase some of your kickboxing skills, or do you think that a big, huge knockout like that was the perfect way to start your UFC career?
Personally, I don't think anybody's happy with whatever kind of fight you fight.
Right.
If you knock people out fast, people say, you should have fought longer. We would have seen your skill. If you fight longer, like Anderson Silva fights, they'll be like, yeah, you should finish people earlier or finish people fast. You know what? I think I will fight the way I want to fight, and I want to fight like Mike Tyson. When I go in there, I want to knock people out as soon as possible and get the win as fast as possible because fans will never go in the cage, and that's what I'm going to continue as much as I can.
Well, you certainly did that. Tell us about the punch that finished the fight, because there was around maybe 30 seconds you were kind of circling, you were both looking for the opening, and then Paulo kind of made the first move. He came in with the overhand right, and then the next thing he was face down on the floor, and it was only by looking at replays that we could see you kind of hit him with a left hand. It looked just behind the ear. I think it was a left hand and a short right uppercut. Is that correct?
Yeah, the left hand was not really left hand grazed him actually, but the right hand. If you watch the good camera angle, the right hand caught him actually on the chin, not perfectly, but it caught him. It caught him good because he was coming forward, and it was the right hand that knocked Thiago out, I think.
Right. So
And yeah.
it was the one punch really that knocked him out. You think the left hand kind of knocked him onto the right?
Yeah, yeah. The left punch actually set him up for the right uppercut a little bit to the right.
Hmm. So back in January, I came over to Holland and I watched you train a little bit, and I remember you had like a plaster cast on the right hand because you'd suffered a broken hand. Now, had the hand healed up by the time you made it into the cage on Saturday night, or was it still a problem?
Oh, my hand was a problem, to be honest with you. I was really scared of punching hard uh, because we train with MMA gloves and spar. I spar always with MMA gloves when I spar because that's how you fight. And I was scared of punching hard the whole time because I thought, I don't know, I don't want to break my hand again. But 10 minutes before the fight, I did punch real hard, and I was so scared that my hand was broken. But I didn't go to the hospital to find out if it's broken because I don't know, if you know your hand is broken, then you're like, my hand is broken. It might weaken you down mentally, but I was like, my hand is all right. I will not go to the hospital.
Hmm.
So I kept telling myself that my hand is okay, my hand is okay. And I was very excited for my debut, and I said, whatever happened, I will find out after my debut. And things worked out perfectly in the cage. And right now, I will go today or later to the hospital to find out if my hand is broken or not.
Oh, so you didn't find out yet whether the hand is actually injured? No.
No, not
Uh,
yet. I just arrived yesterday evening in Holland, and I didn't sleep the whole night the other night, and just woke up a few hours
right.
ago.
How come you didn't sleep? Were you celebrating?
Yeah, I was a little bit of celebration and a little bit of adrenaline because I trained really hard to fight Paulo Thiago for 50 minutes of war, stand up on the ground, wrestling, throwing, get up, scramble, everything, and finishing the fight with one single punch. It pumped so much adrenaline and energy into my body that I couldn't even sleep. So I stayed up all night and didn't sleep the entire day and came to Holland, stayed up last night till late night and went to bed just a couple of hours ago.
Okay. Did you take a few friends to Sweden with you? It looked like there were some Afghan flags in the crowd.
Well, they were not my friends from Holland because they thought the arena was sold out in a few hours, so they couldn't buy tickets. But a lot of people wanted to buy and come from Holland, which unfortunately they couldn't do because they couldn't buy tickets. But there were Afghans in Sweden who I never met before, and they find out that I'm fighting, and they bought tickets and brought the Afghan flags with them. So I was very happy to see them.
Mm, cool. And the knockout won you the $50,000 knockout of the night bonus, which must have been very nice on top of the debut win.
Yes, it was very nice, and I was very honored to be the guy who had the knockout of the night of my UFC debut, especially on a great fighter like Paulo Thiago. That made it really special for me.
You said in the press conference afterwards you're hoping to save up and buy I think it was a Maserati, was it? Are you nearly there yet?
No, not yet. Right now, I'm good for a cool bicycle where I can step on and drive here, go around here in Holland. But hopefully, the car will come in a few fights.
Mm. So, what's the plan for this week now? Apart from the trip to the hospital, are you going to make like some, I don't know, some nightclub, some celebration, anything like that?
Well, you know how it goes down in Holland.
I know how you go down in Holland.
Yeah. Well, yes, I will be celebrating this with my close friends, with people who helped me through this tough time that I had, and I'll thank my family, my friends personally, and do great things with them because when I get close to a fight, I turn into a different person, and I might hurt my people around me who are really close to me. So now it's the apologizing time. Show them my love and be around them and show them, give them attention. That's what I'm going to do this week.
Okay, very nice. You recently changed camps, and for this fight, you were training with Lucien Chan, who's a legendary Thai boxing coach for people who don't know, based in Amsterdam. And what was it like working for Lucien? Did you have time to learn anything different, or was it just a case of keeping sharp?
I have always admired Lucien Chan's way of style of fighting, and right now I'm working with him. And we, of course, we worked out on few things, but the things you work on right now, it doesn't come out in the next fight. It comes out in a few fights later. But we are working on some great things, and it only helps my striking much more. I become much more technical. I learn every day new techniques. And Lucien Chan is not the kind of trainer who's easy to impress. The man looks for perfection, and if your technique is not perfect, even if you're 5 minutes before the fight, he will tell you better do this right, and he will get you do that right. He looks for perfection, and he's just perfect with perfect techniques for me. I think you'll see a lot of good techniques and good knockouts from me in the future.
Okay, and what about you? How's your condition for sparring partners and training partners? Because obviously you had quite a lot of guys down in Breda and wherever to train with, Gokhan Saki and people like that. What's the new camp like? You got any big names to work with?
Yeah, I have a few kickboxers who are really good. A-class kickboxers in Holland. A-class kickboxers in Holland are really good. So I have a few A-class kickboxers. I have jiu-jitsu guys. I have a really good wrestler, and I'm looking. After in a few weeks, I will travel to America. And I will go train also at the Rain Training Center again. I will go check out my friend Alistair's camp in Miami to see how they train there. And eventually I will go to Jackson's MMA. I talked to Brian Stan, and I might go to Jackson's training MMA for a week to see how they operate in Albuquerque. And then I will see where I can train best for my next fight.
That's interesting. So, are you planning to spend your training camps for the UFC mostly in America in the future?
Well, it depends where my fight's going to be. If my fight's in Europe, I will arrange something in Europe. If my fight's in America, I'll arrange my training camp in America.
Well, you think you went to the US last year? You were working with King Mo, right? You did some wrestling with King Mo?
Yes, I was working with King Mo, and I'll work again with King Mo. He's a good friend of mine.
In your opinion, do you think in Europe, maybe the mixed fight, the MMA game is a little bit behind? Is it essential to go and train in America, or does it just give you some new ideas and some new people to work with?
The MMA level of training in Holland is not as high as in America, of course, wrestling-wise and jiu-jitsu-wise. But we have this one thing that you cannot get in America with kickboxing. And what makes me spectacular and what makes me attractive fighter is my striking. So I will keep training in Holland, and I will come to U.S. also to train in U.S. I will keep my exciting style, and I will be willing to stand in my next fight also to just that's the style I like to fight with, and I will keep my style like that.
Mm-hmm. Any news yet on your next fight? Who it might be?
Not yet. I'm waiting for UFC to give me. First of all, I will have to clear my suspension and go to the hospital, find out about my right hand, and then we'll see what UFC has planned for me.
Okay. And the very last question, just to go back to Saturday night after your fight and, backstage after the event, I think after the press conference, usually, people speak to Dana White or the people from the UFC. What was the reaction from the UFC regarding the win, the knockout? Did you speak to Dana about it?
Not really. I didn't speak to Dana. I think he was busy with other stuff, and but I think I don't know. I think UFC's happy with the knockouts. I don't know. I have no idea. But UFC has been great to me since I've been in the UFC. So I think it's all right.
Fantastic. Okay, well, Siyar, thank you very much for the time. Thanks for talking to us. Congratulations again on a fantastic debut. I've been asked, a female friend of mine has sent me a message when I said I was going to do an interview with you, and she said she watched you on the TV on Saturday night and she thought you were very handsome, the best looking guy there, and she wants to know if you're single. And are you planning to visit England anytime soon?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tell her, she knows my Twitter.
Yeah, she will do. Yeah.
Tell her to tweet me, and I will thank her personally.
Right.
Is that all right?
I will do that. Yeah, you've got the first member of your UK female fan club.
Right.
Member number 1.
Cool.
Okay, Siyar. Thanks very much for talking to us.
All right. Thank you too. Have a good day.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Val. Bye bye.